Greetings everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of how I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. So in my last video, I was talking about what I normally have for breakfast or after I work out. I always work out on an empty stomach. I always intermittent fast and then work out, then have that first recovery meal, which is the 2 scoops of protein, and usually it's some sort of fruit. It could be a kiwi, a grapefruit, or mixed berries. I usually keep it at that, especially when I'm in this fat burning phase. Now we're going to talk about what I have for my second meal. I usually eat this an hour, sometimes 2 hours. Sometimes I combine all that into my first meal right after I work out. Now, what I normally do for that second meal is I go heavy with the protein. So that could be more protein, 2 scoops, but that might be overload, You might not want to do that. You might say, you know what, I just had 2 scoops. Why would I want 2 more scoops? Well, it's an easy way to get protein, Maybe you guys want to eat a carton of egg whites, one of those little containers that you can buy in like a 6-pack. You can slam that whole thing, or you can make, an egg white omelet. But any source of protein, as long as it has protein, it could be steak, it could be tuna or some sort of fish, shrimp, pork, or chicken, You can go to Costco or whatever, grocery store that you have that has a rotisserie chicken. Take the skin off. We're trying to stay away from the fat right now. And we're just trying to go heavy on the protein. Now, as far as a side that would go with that, if you're going to eat, protein, keep it light right now. Get yourself a salad. Don't go heavy on the dressings. Don't go heavy on any toppings or bacon bits or crumbles or whatever it is that you want to do. Just try to eat the salad. If you need to put some sort of dressing on it, I recommend a little bit of olive oil or balsamic vinegar, or you can do both of them. That actually really helps you post-recovery. So with this video, we're going to keep it short, guys. I don't want to, drag it out and talk about all these different things. Make sure you get an adequate amount of protein for your second meal. When you look at that protein, if it's pork, you got to look at that and say, hey, is this going to be a good amount that's going to keep me full, but also fuel me for throughout the rest of the day? Okay? Don't be eating a bunch of carbohydrates or pasta or rice or things like that right now first, because we're trying to reshape our body. And while we reshape our body, we're trying to reshape our mind. We want to get our mind right. We don't want to be sluggish throughout the day. Once you get sluggish, you're thinking, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this, Don't make it uncomfortable for yourself, okay? It's easy. Stick to it. 6 to 8 ounces of protein. If you want to eat more than that, sure, go ahead. But 6 to 8 ounces of protein. I normally buy a big pork shoulder or a pork butt from Costco. I usually get a 16-pound. I'll cut it in half. I'll throw half of it in the Instapot or in an oven and then bake it. And then I'll shred it up, and I got pulled pork for the entire week, okay? It's easy. You just have to put in the work. You've got to prep your meals, so that way you're not going to these restaurants right outside here, going to get a burger. Hey, I want a burger too, But once you start having discipline, and you stick to what you said you were going to do, you're going to see changes. They might not come overnight. But if you stick to this, you'll see some changes overnight. You'll see the scale go down by 1 pound or 2. And then once you do that, you're like, wait a second, I can do this. All right. So remember, meal number 2, heavy on the protein, low on carbs, low on fat. All right. We're going to continue this. I'm going to have a video 3 talking about what I eat for dinner. And then eventually we're going to move on into, hey, what do we do after, we've lost a few pounds? We're going to talk about what to do in the gym. Hey, I don't know what to do. We're going to make it real simple, real easy for you guys. And last thing I wanted to recommend, if you're not using it, is ChatGPT. You can tell ChatGPT whatever you want when it comes to your fitness goals or what you're eating, and ChatGPT will track all that. And honestly, it will inspire you as well. It's like somebody in your corner that's rooting for you when you're facing your toughest battles. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. There's going to be more content coming. I've just been really busy, haven't been able to put out a video, but I will stick to it and get back to videos every week. Thank you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. There's going to be more great content to come. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless.